Very shocking news. Loudly crying faced the painful secret of K-pop. Ejae loudly crying faced the heartbreaking truth behind his smile. In the competitive world of the Korean music industry, many artists are defined by their debut, but few are defined by their resurrection. This is the story of Lee Chae-young, known to the world today by the stage name Ejae. To many, Ejae is a symbol of versatility, a singer, songwriter, and a key figure in the unique virtual hybrid project known as the K-pop Demon Hunters. But before the futuristic concepts and the high-definition visuals, Ejae was a young girl navigating a path littered with broken promises and the crushing weight of invisibility. This is not just a report on a K-pop artist. This is a journey through the silence of a girl who was almost forgotten by the industry, a soul that fought through the shadows of rejection to find her own voice. This is the deep, emotional truth of Ejae, a woman who proved that being a hunter isn't about the monsters outside, but the demons of doubt within. The journey of Ejae began in an environment of quiet, relentless ambition. Unlike those who are scouted on the streets and launched into immediate fame, Ejae spent her early years in a state of constant preparation. Various media sources suggest that the start of Ejae's career was marked by a profound lack of stability. In the early 2010s, the K-pop industry was a different landscape, and for a young girl with a powerful voice but no clear path, the pressure was immense. Ejae was not just competing against others. Ejae was competing against a clock that the industry uses to measure a woman's worth. Fans and media outlets often point to the mental strain of these early years, where Ejae lived in a cycle of training for hours in small rooms, only to be told that she wasn't quite what the market was looking for. This period was defined by a quiet financial struggle and a loud internal battle with self-confidence. The first major heartbreak for Ejae came with the group known as VNT. Debuting in 2010, the group was meant to be the start of Ejae's dream. But the reality was a cold lesson in the fragility of fame. VNT disbanded shortly after their debut, leaving Ejae in a void of uncertainty. Imagine the pain of reaching for a star, finally touching it, and watching it vanish into thin air. Ejae was left as a failed idol, before she had even reached her 20s. According to various media sources, this rejection led to a period where Ejae questioned if she was ever meant for the stage. She watched as her peers moved on, some finding success and others giving up. Ejae felt left behind, a shadow in an industry that only celebrates the bright and the new. This was the birth of a deep-seated fear that her voice would never truly be heard. The years that followed were a test of endurance that few could survive. Ejae did not walk away. Instead, Ejae went back to the roots of her craft. The hard work during this time was not just about dancing or singing. It was about the physical and mental toll of starting over as a songwriter and a session singer. Ejae spent thousands of hours in the background, providing vocals for other artists. Her voice heard on records while her name remained unknown to the public. The physical exhaustion of recording until the early hours of the morning was matched only by the mental pressure of seeing others live the dream she had once held. There were moments of fear where the future looked like a blank wall. Ejae faced criticism for her age in an industry obsessed with youth, and for years, she lived with the uncertainty of never being the center of her own story again. There was a moment of profound emotional tension where Ejae almost broke. According to various media sources and fan retrospectives, there were times when Ejae felt entirely unnecessary to the music scene. The weight of being a background figure started to take its toll. Ejae has hinted in past reflections that the burnout from working behind the scenes nearly led her to quit music altogether. She felt that the industry had passed her by, and the dream of being a performer was a ghost she needed to stop chasing. The loneliness of working in a studio while others stood under the spotlights was a silent agony. Disclaimer: while some of these feelings are inferred from the trajectory of her career, various media sources suggest that Ejae was at a point of total surrender before the Demon Hunter project gave her a new identity. She was a woman standing at the edge of her passion, ready to walk away and never look back. But Ejae stayed. She stayed because she realized that her voice was a weapon that could not be taken away. She embraced the identity of a hunter, someone who had survived the worst the industry could throw at her. Ejae turned her years of failure into a masterclass in songwriting and vocal technique. She realized that being an artist wasn't about being the youngest or the loudest, but about being the most resilient. When the K-pop demon hunter concept arrived, Ejae didn't just play a character, she lived it. She took the pain of her past rejections and used them to fuel a new, powerful persona. Ejae showed the world that a career in music isn't a straight line. It is a cycle of death and rebirth. Success in the modern era has brought a different kind of challenge for Ejae. Even with the acclaim for her vocal work and her contributions to the Demon Hunter project, Ejae has dealt with the mental stress of being a hybrid artist. The pressure to balance a solo identity with a group concept is immense. Various media sources suggest that the transition from a background artist to a highlighted performer has brought back old anxieties about being judged. The burnout from a decade of struggle doesn't simply disappear with a hit song. Ejae often faces the loneliness of an artist who has seen both sides of the curtain, the glamorous front and the cold back. Disclaimer: according to fan discussions and various media reports, Ejae sometimes struggles with the feeling of not belonging to any one category, a persistent sense of being an outsider even in her success. Why do people love Ejae with such a deep and sincere respect? It is because she represents the survivor in all of us. People love Ejae because she didn't have it easy. They love her because she is the teacher who helps younger artists find their footing. Fans respect the way she handles herself, with a quiet dignity and a lack of pretense. She is loved because she proved that talent eventually finds a way, even if it takes 10 years. Her personality is described as grounded and humble, the result of a woman who has known the taste of defeat and refused to let it become a habit. Ejae isn't just a singer. She is a mentor to the dreamers who feel they are too late or too tired to continue. The achievements of Ejae are verified by her extensive discography and her unique role in the virtual hybrid music scene. As part of the Demon Hunter project, Ejae has gained international recognition for her vocal depth and her ability to bridge the gap between virtual concepts and human emotion. According to various media sources, Ejae has built a career as a respected lyricist and composer, earning her a place in the credits of numerous K-pop hits. While verified financial data is private, various media sources suggest that her longevity in the industry as a multi-talented professional has secured her a stable and influential position. She has won the respect of her peers, which in the world of K-pop is often more difficult to obtain than a trophy. Looking to the future, Ejae dreams of a world where music has no boundaries, neither age nor genre. Her future plans involve continuing to push the limits of what a K-pop artist can be. She wants to be a person who creates a space for other survivors in the industry, mentoring those who have faced rejection. Ejae dreams of a more complete version of herself, one where she is no longer afraid of the shadows of her past. She plans to release more solo music that reflects her true colors, moving away from the demon hunter armor to show the human heart underneath. Her dream is to be remembered as the voice that never gave up. The story of Ejae is a testament to the power of the second chance. She is the girl who was told no in 2010, and who forced the world to say yes in the years that followed. She is the hunter who defeated the demon of self-doubt. Ejae took the broken pieces of a failed debut and used them to build a career that is entirely her own. She showed us that the end of one dream is often just the beginning of a much larger reality. As the story draws to a close, let the quiet strength of her journey stay with you. Think of the years she spent in the background, her voice a ghost in the music of others. Think of the woman who refused to let the industry define her expiration date. Ejae is a reminder that resilience is the most beautiful form of talent. We honor Ejae for her voice, but we respect her for her journey. Thank you, Ejae, for showing us that even if the world forgets you for a moment, you can always remind them why you were born to sing. Your story is a silent anthem for everyone who is still waiting for their turn, and as long as you continue to hunt your dreams, the world will be watching with the deepest respect for the survivor you have become.